Hello friends. Okay, so it's time for our intentional reading, and what this is just a practice of bringing awareness to some area of our lives so that we can break the habit of being who we are, because sometimes it's awesome who we are, but there's a lot of times we might have these goals or these ambitions in life, something that we want to achieve, something that we want to change. But if we're not aware of our unconscious thoughts and habits, then we end up doing the same things over and over. So we have to be able to push pause and create those little moments of reflection to honestly, with curiosity, evaluate where we are and where we want to go, and then adjust from there. So that's what these are all about. And I often will just use an oracle card. So that's going to be something that guides the discussion, because although sometimes I might pull a card and you might listen to it and it's like, oh, that's not really that applicable to me. But there's always something, because we're all human and we all have as different and diverse as we are, there's a lot of underlying elements that are the same just as part of the human condition. And so usually there's some truth that you can pull from that you can apply it to your life to just make some kind of a shift, hopefully for the better. And so I pulled from the goddess guidance deck this time, and I pulled the card, the goddess Coventia. And it says Purification underneath her, and it says it's time for a cleansing detoxification of your body and mind. And she is a Celtic goddess who is like the symbolism, but she protects bodies of water. So the ocean, lakes, streams. She's also, I thought this was interesting, I did not know this, but you know how we have wishing wells? Well, I guess that's in honor of her. So then when we throw our coins into the wishing well with the body of water, then she's the one that might grant us those wishes that we have when we put them in the wishing well. So that was learn something new every day type thing. And so she's the purification. You think of like the water baptism or taking a shower or anything. We use water to clean. And so that's another symbolism or energy that she brings, is purification, detoxification. And what I love about this message too is that it's just not about the physical. It's recognizing that our thoughts and our speech have a direct impact on our overall wellness, and she wants us to be very mindful and aware of what are our thoughts and what are we speaking, what are our words, what are our actions that could be leading to gunking up our system. So something that I'm super passionate about, I mean, it's why we have this whole breathe and believe thing, is it seems as if a lot of times in wellness we have different, even the wellness wheel has these different segments of areas of our life that could be off in one way or another, and then the care can get siloed off into different areas. And what she's recognizing, what we recognize at Breathe and Believe, is it's all intertwined. So yeah, you might have maybe one area that could use a little bit more tweaking, but when you tweak that one area, it's going to affect others. Just the same way, if you have knee pain and you don't take care of it, all of a sudden you might have hip pain, you might have ankle pain, you could have shoulder pain. It all interacts with one another. It's one system. And so when we're talking about purification, yes, she is saying take a look at your diet. What kind of toxins are you bringing in? Are you drinking too much? Are you using drugs? Are you dependent on some kind of a medication? Sugar, different kind of processed foods. That's gunking up our system, and it's creating toxicity, inflammation. So that's a physical thing, but it's also going to affect the way that we think, the way that our mind works, and then our spirit. Because in order to be a pure channel of energy, our body needs to be as pure as possible. That's why the fasting is such a big thing in religious tradition and in spirituality, is because then your body can be this pure vessel to allow the energies to flow and guide and get insight. So that's one part, but she's also very much okay, yes, so physically, what the heck are you doing to your physical body? But also, What are you thinking about yourself? What are your beliefs about you and the world around you? And then what are you speaking into the universe, I guess? I really much believe, like, in the study of one when it comes to health and wellness. What works for one person might not work for another. Just look at the diet industry alone. You could look up one kind of a diet, and you could find all of this research to support it, and then you could find all of this research to say that it's a bunch of baloney, you know? And so it depends on the person. What works for each individual person, that's something to be, it's a study of one. We have to decide for ourselves, feeling into it, what feels right, how do we feel the best. But I'm also very much recognizing, like, you know, breathe and believe. There's a reason why the belief part is such a partner with the breathing, because the way that we see the world and our beliefs about it directly impacts our mind, body, and spirit. And so we're just going to talk about like the purification and detoxification. If you're a person who believes like, I can't have XYZ, anytime you eat XYZ or exposed to XYZ, then there's a resistance in your body where you might feel guilty, you might feel shame, you might feel disappointed, and then that kinks off the energy in your body too. So you either can't have those things, or you change your mindset about them, understanding like, you know, there might be a time and a place when it might be worth it. So an example might be like a person going on vacation. Let's say that you're a person who eats a certain kind of way, has a certain kind of a mindset. You go on vacation and you're allowing yourself, I'm going to have ice cream, I'm going to have drinks, I'm going to have cake, whatever. You're going to really enjoy all of the foods, the experience of this vacation. And when you're doing that, then your energy is open because there's no resistance. You've already accepted that you're going to do this. And what sometimes people will find is that they come back and they don't feel so yucky. They might even get on the scale and they have not gained any weight. Maybe they even lost weight. It's like the energy centers have opened up. So with love and acceptance, you've taken this energy and it actually like works well with your own body. Whereas if you're a person who like is really gonna try to stick to it on vacation, and then you go and you have stuff and you're just closed off and you're feeling that guilt and shame and disappointment, then you might have the opposite effect. So it's like what we believe about certain food groups, about certain lifestyles, about our own behavior also impacts our physical body. And so that's just something to be aware of. If you've read a lot about certain thing and you really believe it, and then you're going against your belief, that's going to create some problems because that's resistance in your energy field. And so you got to figure out a way to make that work in order to not have that push and pull. But it's all learning experience. This human life is just definitely learning, like a school. And we, our own selves, like, yeah, we can go explore the world, and we should, but it's just interesting and fascinating how we as human beings, we're a total journey within ourselves as well. We're constantly learning and evolving and changing. But in order to do so, we have to bring this attention. We have to bring awareness into our lives. Otherwise, we will go through year after year being the same person that we were, and you don't even realize it. You might get to your New Year's Eve resolution or New Year's resolution, have the same one that you've had year after year, and you think that you're going to do something different, and it just doesn't go because you're not even aware of where things are falling apart. So aim true, find out where it is you want to go, and then just pay attention. Be more mindful, more present in each moment, so that you can really figure out your path. Listen to that divine guidance that comes from within, and have the courage to act on it when it comes. All right, see you guys.